Hello, Lee Cole here. Thank you so much for being on this webinar about SociAmigo Pro. Really cool piece of software. Got Gloria on here. Gloria, say hello.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, today, I had really forgotten that, well, I didn't forget, but I hadn't put two and two together about Thanksgiving. So that's why we're kind of crushing this all together. But no problem. We're doing a couple of webinars today, a couple of webinars tomorrow, so we can get all of this information recorded for you guys. It will be in the members area and available there, as long as the members area is available there. And so that you can refer back to this if you need to. Basically what we're doing is on this webinar here, we're going over the nuts and bolts of how to download SociAmigo, how to open it up, how to put in the license, all that stuff, and how to run it, all those details. The next webinar, we're going to talk a lot about targeting. In other words, and we've had this question come up a bunch with different coaching students. Let's say you want to sell, I don't know, Glory, give me an example of something we would want to sell.
Video marketing services,
video
or
marketing.
SEO services, or web development
so
services.
If you want to sell video marketing services, well, how are you going to target the right businesses on LinkedIn? And then how would you use SociAmigo to do that for you so that you could build out a group, a network of businesses, business professionals who might be interested in your video marketing services? The next two webinars will be about messaging and about how to use that messaging to move conversations along, and what to do with the conversation, how to actually turn it into cash, how to actually turn it into money. So that's generally what's happening on these 4 webinars. Ask questions when you want to. I'm going to get started. You can see here that I am logged into the members area and logged into SociAmigo Pro. If you haven't downloaded your software already, you're going to click right here and download it. It will be in a zip file. I'm assuming that everybody knows how to unzip stuff. If you don't, you can download WinZip, WINZIP.com. Go to WinZip.com, download their utility, and that will unzip it for you. A lot of computers, I'm on a newer computer here, and a lot of computers come with zipping and unzipping utilities already installed. But if you don't have that, you can use WinZip. Now, we've found that it's going to save a ton of trouble for everybody if you will go through this little series of things to do. I'm not going to read these to you, but basically you need to clear your cookies, restart your computer, disable your virus protection, all that stuff. Our software is virus-free. Your virus protection may give you a false positive on the software. It may not. Mine didn't, but it might. Then if you will follow these instructions, unzip the software, and then you can run it. Now, when you unzip it, you will see, let's see if I've got this here. Whoops. Wrong. Hold on. So, see, it says My Copy, SociAmigo Unzipped. Okay, so when you unzip it, you're going to see these files. And this file right here is the software itself. So in order to actually run the software, you'll double click on that. And it'll take them, 30 seconds or so for the software to load up. And when it does, the first time you're going to be asked to put in your license key. Where do you get your license key? You're going to go back to your PayPal email address. The licenses are sent there automatically. And find an email from our licensing system, at which point you're going to get that license key. I think, if I remember correctly, Gloria, that's a string of 3 groups of 4
numbers and
letters. Yeah. But that's what the license key is going to look like. License the software, then you'll be good to go. And when you actually start to run the software, it will look like this. Okay, so bottom line here, follow those instructions here, do all this stuff. See where it says now you can run your software? That will take you to right here. If you have any problems at all, use our support. You know, we got support people in place. Give us 12 hours or so to get back with you, because our support team is not necessarily in the same time zone that you're in, and but they will get back with you and help you with all of the above. Any questions about what I've covered thus far? I think we're good to go on that one. Now, so the cool thing about SociAmigo is it essentially automates what we call the triple whammy, which is connecting with people on LinkedIn, connecting with people, the same people on Twitter, and then giving you the information that you need to connect with them through email, you know, phone number, whatever. Okay, whatever your direct mail, whatever your next step is. So when you run the software the first time, you're going to put in your LinkedIn email address and your password. So I'm going to do that. And my Twitter name. Okay, so the first thing it's going to do when it starts running, it's going to log into both of those. And given that I spelled my password right, we should be good to go there. Now, you have 3 modes. Scrape only. Scrape only is going to give you a big database of stuff. Okay, so you could use this to do that. You have connect in LinkedIn, so this will just send connect requests to people. And then you have connect and follow. So this is going to send connect requests to people in LinkedIn, and it's going to follow them in Twitter. Why do you follow people in Twitter? Because some portion of them will follow you back, and also they get notified that, hey, you know, so-and-so's following you. You know, I check my Twitter account not necessarily once a day, but when I do, it tells me, you know, all these new people followed me. This helps you get on their radar. So the first thing we want to do is come up with a message. Now, when what you're doing here is you're sending out an initial connect message. You're saying, you know, the person's going to receive this as an invite. So you want something generic, you want something friendly. You do not, under any circumstances, want to put anything that feels like marketing to that person. Gloria, what do you think we ought to put in the message section?
Something very, very, I would say, and it'll pull their name, so you don't have to worry about it. So these are second level connections. So I would probably do something like, hi, you know, so and so. Let me see.
Well, it's going to have a greeting anyway, so.
Yeah, it's going to have a greeting.
You don't have to put the hi so and so.
Yeah.
You know, we're in similar businesses. Just wanted to reach out to you. Use LinkedIn exactly. A lot to build my network, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Looking to expand my network.
Yeah.
Would like to connect with you, and then, you know, if you wanted to take it a step further, you could say something like, I really value my connections, looking forward to, you know, looking forward to networking together and a mutually beneficial networking relationship, something like that, where it's completely non-threatening and where it disarms them, because you don't want to get an IDK or anything like that.
Right.
And if you do a sales message, then you'll probably get some IDKs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't want to hint at the fact that down the line you're trying to sell them something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is just really, let's connect. Now, let's go back to the members area here. Let me move some of these GoToWebinar boxes around. And if you will notice, we'll have the replays up in this area. If you'll notice that we've got email template Spintax. I downloaded that myself and opened it up for you. And this has got some Spintax
Thanks for connecting, yeah.
Messages. Yeah. So,
and you can tweak those and stuff. I mean, you don't have to use them just as they are.
Yeah, so this would be your initial contact. I don't know why that's doing that, but anyway, this initial contact. And you can see how the spin text works. It's going to rotate and choose thank you, then thanks, and many thanks, and thanks a lot for connecting with me. Okay. And then you have other emails to ask for referrals, et cetera, endorsement emails. But this would be the first email that you would put in.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go find where it is, that you would put right in here. So you copy and paste that. Personally, I wouldn't. I would write my own version. You want it to sound like you and feel like you and be, you know, the same kind of look and feel as the rest of your messaging. All right. So anyway, you're going to put that in here. I'll just go ahead and copy and paste that and put that in here.
And you can tweak it. You know, you can definitely tweak it a little bit to make it more personalized or something like that.
Yeah. You would definitely want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The more individualized that you can get this to you, individual to you at this point, because you're connecting, you know, not at random, but you're connecting with individuals that you don't know. But the more individualized to you that you can get at this point, the better off you are. But don't, under any circumstances, put in a marketing message. Yeah, I don't do that. And it does look like it double spaces it, but when they receive it, it doesn't end up doing that. That's just something weird about the window. So don't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
I wondered about that. Location. You can upload files, you know, CSV files of a bunch of locations. This you wouldn't do for connecting. This you would do for scraping. Okay, so if you were going to do that, you would do on the scrape only feature. I don't use the scrape only feature myself because I'm busy building out my first tier connections on LinkedIn. I like to keep everything on LinkedIn until it's time to move that conversation off of LinkedIn, which for me personally is usually a Skype call or a phone call. But you can use this as a scraper, and if you did that, and if you wanted to scrape a whole bunch of cities, then you could upload a CSV file of that. So you'd have to have that on your computer and do that. What I've been doing, though, and this is working really, really well for me, let's go here, is I'm targeting specific industries in my account for you know, the business that I mainly use LinkedIn for, and I will target that industry in a given city with each run. Okay, so you want to run SociAmigo once a day. If you run it too much, you're going to get, you know, you're going to be sending out too many requests, and that's going to look weird. So I just run it once a day. And does it have an effect? It has a huge effect. I'm getting business out of it already, and we've got plenty of other folks who are using it who are doing the same. But what I do is I use industry name or industry type. Whoops, hang on. Looks like I need to plug my computer in. Hold on just one second and let me grab the power cord and plug that in. There we go. So I will use the industry type, you know, the type of person that I'm looking for. Like you could say dentist. I'm not, but you could say dentist. Okay. And then I go down through here. This is a website called biggestuscities.com. I could go down. We'll just get rid of that toolbar. I go through here, and this kind of helps me focus what I'm doing. So let's use dentist. Again, I'm not doing dentist, but let's use dentist. Dentist New York, dentist Los Angeles, dentist Chicago, dentist Houston. Excuse me. Let's move this up. And so let's say, I think on my last run of this, I had done for a new type of business that I was doing, I think I'd gotten all the way down to Austin, Indianapolis. Oh my God, I'll have to spell Indianapolis. So I would Yeah, I think it was all single letters. So Indianapolis and industry. So if you were doing dentist, dentist. Now, maximum connections has a lot to do with the message that you're doing here. You know, like Gloria said, you can't, the goal is to not have LinkedIn spank you for getting too many
Mhm.
IDKs. You know, I don't know yous.
Mhm.
So moderation and consistency is the way to do this. Instead of just running a ton this weekend and forgetting about it for the next 6 months, do a little bit every day. It takes me all of probably 5 minutes drinking my coffee in the morning and setting this up and clicking start, and it runs. Um, I mean, the first time you do it, it's going to take a little more time, but it really doesn't take me that long. So I would, oh, that's not what Maxima, yeah, I'm talking about that number over there. Hang on. The number of records that I want to scrape and send, the number of people that I want to reach out to. So let's pretend that everything I said was about this number over here. Notice this goes from 5 to 100. Now scraping 100 is probably okay. Connecting, you don't want any more than 50. Frankly, I've ratcheted mine down to 25 a day.
Mhm.
Just because if you think you're reaching out to 25 people a day and a third of those people accept your invite, which is very realistic, so let's say that's 10 a day, that's 300 a month, that's 3,000, 3,600 a year. With the other invites that you're going to naturally get, people finding you because your network's growing and stuff like that, you're going to end up with a massive LinkedIn account in short order. So it's better to be a little conservative than have LinkedIn get a little ticked off at you. So, you know, Gloria, I was doing this 50 a day and it was working okay, but then I was doing some other stuff at the same time as I was doing this. And I think the
Mhm.
combination of the two, you know, I pushed the envelope, right? Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I've done this before, right? But
Yes, you do.
I was doing this and I was doing something else, and I think the combination of the two was a little too much, and I would say I got my hand slapped. It wasn't that big of a deal. I just had to go to a website, read a sentence, and click that I'd read the sentence, and that was going to be a good boy after, you know, for there on after. That I think was with the combination of 50 a day on SociAmigo and with the other stuff that I was doing. Um, that's why I've ratcheted down to 25 a day now. You know, because
Mhm.
25 a day is going to build out my network just fine. Um, and it allows me to fly under LinkedIn's radar, and it allows me to feel really safe about what I'm doing. And, you know, if you're targeting this correctly, you can build out a massive number of first-tier connections within a very narrow specific industry.
Right.
So choose the one you want. Since we're doing connect and follow, let's choose 25. Now this number that I was pointing over here and thinking I was and talking about over here, but now this number represents the number of connections that the target has, their maximum number of connections. And that has a lot to do with how you use SociAmigo. It has a lot to do with why you're connecting with people. If you want to build, let's say, a business as a consultant doing LinkedIn stuff, well, one thing you might want to do is you might want to target people who are trying to use LinkedIn but kind of failing. And that would be people that have 250 connections or less. Even manually over time, if you're doing this right, you should have more than 250 connections. I mean, if you don't, you're just basically screwing up, um, which is okay. I mean, when
Mhm.
Gloria straightened me out on LinkedIn, I think I had, what was it, 125 connections? You know, I just didn't
Something
understand
like
them.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
something low like that. I didn't understand what I was
Mhm.
doing. So if you're using this to target people to sell LinkedIn, I'm just using this as an example. If you're using this to target people to sell LinkedIn stuff to, I would choose 250, maybe 100. If you're using this to build out your network, then I would really choose any number of connections because you don't know. Well, it's supposed to do that. Okay. Um, you know, you don't know exactly who you're connecting to, you know, I mean, and in other words, if you're really not worried about who you're connecting to, then you just want to connect with specific people in a specific industry, I would choose any. I think I would choose 500 or less. If you choose 500, then they could have 20,000 for all you know. But, you know, 500 or less, then I think, excuse me, maximum connections 500, then I would, Gloria, I think I would do that if I was really interested in building out my network with people that had more connections and, you know, just so I had a lot of second-tier connections.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no hard or fast rule here, you know. What I do, because I'm interested in building out a network within a specific industry type, is I just choose any, okay? And then I'm not going to run this because I've already run it once today, and again, I got, you know, my hands spanked. My hands spanked. But anyway, I got my hands slapped, and I don't want to push the envelope. That was a couple of days ago, so I need to be a really good boy for about a week. But when you run it, it's a no-brainer. You just hit start. Now, for some crazy reason on my computer, and I don't know why, because it shows up on Mike's computer, and you can see down through here. Let me move this to the right a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see that. It says status waiting. When you hit the start button, what it's going to do is it's going to log into LinkedIn and log into Twitter. And it'll say logging in down in the status thing. Then once it's logged in, then it'll say scraping. And it seems to take 15, 20 minutes, something on that order. I don't really time it. What I do is just get it rolling first thing, and then I minimize it, and it just does its thing. And I just let it roll while I'm doing other stuff because it's just, you know, out there doing stuff in the background. It'll give you a little pop-up that says it's all done, amigo, and you know, just to let you know that it actually did that. And you will get this field down here populated with the ID, the name, the job, and all this stuff of the people that we're connected with. If you want to save the report, you're going to hit that, and then you can save the report. Like if you want to save it, you want to actually connect with these people in a different way, call them, you know, get on their website, fill out their connect form or their email address, or what is it, we got email address down here. If you want to do that, then you're welcome to do that. I'm not doing that right now myself because I am really just focusing. This is one, not the only way, just one way of using this. I'm really just focusing on going deep within a certain fairly narrow business type, okay? There's reasons for that because that's why I use LinkedIn, is in that particular business type will further me and what I'm doing with, you know, with that business. So that's how you use this. Gloria, does anybody have any questions? And Gloria, did you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So any of y'all have any questions that I can help you out with? Because again, we're breaking this up into 4 sections. The first section is just nuts and bolts. How do you use it? Cool. Looks like we're good to go. Well, again, we had to kind of stuff these webinars together because Steve, I'm not sure about that. I'm going to have to find that out, actually. Steve's asking if we can use Boolean logic in the industry section. I haven't tried to yet. We can ask Mike about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, well, I don't want to say, but I
think you can, but I'm not sure because, Steve, I haven't done that because I've been personally using this to narrowly look at, build a real, I'm going deep, not wide, okay? But I'll find out from Mike, and we will definitely make an annotation below this video in the members area, yes or no. I think, Steve, this is a guess, not an answer, okay? I think that you can do here whatever you can do on the similar field on the advanced search part of LinkedIn. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized when you asked the question that, A, I'd never done that. B, if I had done it, I'm not really sure how I would check to see if it works. And since I didn't code it, but Mike did, we should probably ask him. So we'll find out about that. Great question. So we got a question to find out about. Anything else I can help you guys out with this portion of our webinars? Cool. So again, we had to stuff these all together, a couple today, a couple tomorrow, and I really appreciate your flexibility on this because of Thanksgiving. But that's it for this webinar. And so if you want to be on the next webinar, we're going to have that thing at 2 o'clock, and we will be talking about how to, the next topic on the list of webinars. Sounds awesome. Thank you so much. And those of you that are going to be here at 2, which is about 30 minutes from now, I will see you then.
See ya.